Turkey is awaiting news from the United States on its bid to extradite Fethullah Gulen. The Turkish government blames the businessman and former cleric for masterminding last month's failed coup. Well, earlier I spoke to the attorney appointed to represent Turkey in the global investigation into Gulen's organization. I began by asking him whether the Turkish government had formally submitted its bid for Gulen's extradition.
My understanding is that they have. But again, as I've stated often, this is a government-to-government exchange, and there's a level of confidentiality going on between the governments that I'm not privy to.
Okay, how much evidence does Turkey have to prove that Gulen's involvement in the July 15 coup attempt? What evidence does it have?
Our investigation has occurred in the United States, where we've looked at his entire organization, the methods by which they operate, the criminal nature of the activities going on in the charter schools, which take $500 million a year out of the U.S. economy and train 60,000 students. The level of evidence in terms of the conspiracy involved, not just in what you would call a coup, but in the terror attack that occurred here. This will be something between the governments.
As you say, it has been your job to gather evidence against Gulen crimes in the U.S. Can you give us a bit more information about this evidence that you have found in the U.S. against Gulen?
Well, we've actually publicized it on a blog called GulenInvestigation.com, and we filed complaints in 2 states, California and Texas, with a further complaint to be filed in Ohio and in Illinois later this month. And it involves dissecting the methods by which Gulen has operated in the United States. He doesn't disclose these charter schools are his own. He imports a large number of Turkish teachers who are unqualified. He does that under false pretenses because these teachers pay back to Gulen 15 or 20% of their income. In the schools that are being operated, his followers are being brought into the United States. Significant amounts of money are being paid for lawyers, public relations, immigration specialists. In some schools, almost half the amount spent on textbooks has been spent on immigration lawyers for his followers. So it's in some ways almost a front. And on top of that, he's got an entire layer of political organizations, what he calls interfaith dialogue groups, Pacifica, Niagara, and others, that he uses to legitimize the operation in the United States, to get close to politicians, to help organize donations. He's made very serious efforts to support the Clintons, to support all sorts of politicians in the United States at the state, local, and federal level to give himself some level of impunity.
Turkey has requested the extradition of Fethullah Gulen before, with no success. Do you expect this time to be different, and why?
I expect this time to be different because the level of innocent civilian casualties, the indiscriminate nature of the terror attack is one that everyone needs to take very seriously. The United States is engaged in its own war on terror. Turkey has repatriated individuals, extradited individuals to the United States with, frankly, not a tremendous amount of evidence to go on, but out of a fraternal respect for the United States. I think it is incumbent upon the United States to engage in a constructive attitude towards this issue with Turkey, and I think there are signs that they will attempt to do this. I think it's a process that may take time, that follows very strict diplomatic and legal precedents.
How much time will it take?
You can't say. It's how long is a string.